one that came in on trade at Valentine Volvo. It's a 2004 S60 all-wheel drive R. Now, this is the true R. Some of the new ones that came out now, we're back to creating real R's in the 2012 and up, but the previous ones, they really just was cosmetic. These ones, they have a different engine, different suspension entirely, different braking system. It's Brembo brakes. I mean, the whole car, even the front end, the dam there, the lower valance, is actually a solid piece of metal, and that's designed to push down the front end of the car when you're going a little bit too fast, I would say. So it's got all that racing DNA in that vehicle here. So there's that engine that you're not going to see with the other Volvos. The R has that signature blue, and that's why they decided to go with that blue on the top end. But this was something very innovative for the time, and that's a laser cut tubing that has absolutely no resistance, so the flow of the coolant can go with ease going in without having any resistance anywhere. It was very new for its time, and we were sorry to see this one go, because I gotta tell you, for the acceleration, it's one of the first ones that were 300 horse with 325 foot-pounds of torque. Very quick, very agile, and yet reliable, because when you're getting into these sports cars in a sedan or any types of German types, they're fairly more expensive to maintain than their counterpart of a lesser vehicle. So for Volvo, this was always a target to make sure that it's as reliable as possible. So you got the 300 horse, you got the trans-mounted engine. It's a 5-cylinder, it's turbocharged, high pressure, it's really at the top end, and Volvo had this engine tested on some racetrack where they pushed it to 600 horse just to see if it could take it, and it did. And then they obviously detuned it back down to 300, because what happened is when they were pushing that car pretty hard on the racetrack, it actually melted the rear bumper from the exhaust pipe getting so hot. So just to tell you how much power these cars can get. And if you look at the new Formula One vehicles, they're all going with the super turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, and it's kind of like funny to see Volvo was one of the first ones to introduce that on the 5-cylinder. So you got the Recaro sports seats. It's got the natural dye leather. It's a blue seat, Norcap seat, very nice, and the blue also on the carpentry everywhere. It's got the sports steering wheel. It's the automatic with the Geartronic system. With a sports mode, you can engage that, and it changes the revolution of the engine to shift at a higher level for the RPM on the transmission. It comes with the Dolby Prologic surround sound. It's a 12-speaker sound system with a little bit more heftier amplifier to give you better sounds, and it has some characteristics, some subwoofer as well that comes with this vehicle. Now, we talked about the blue, so there's the blue dials again with the R. It's that Volvo blue. You got also all the power features inside, adjustable seats, and the seats are incredible. And all the seats I've been in, I gotta tell you, that is gotta be like even the new cars. If you go with the R, they have a similar seat to this now. But for the day, back in 2004, I don't think there was any better seats than this. It's amazing. It just takes you and holds you into position. And the steering is telescopic and tilt. It comes with the R steering, so it's a 3-spoke instead of a 4-spoke, and with some nice handling on the steering. The suspension is also very tight, very nimble, and it has an adaptive suspension, so you can put it into comfort, sport, and advance, and it really tightens the suspension as you're choosing to. And you can do that, you know, at any speed, at any time, and it engages immediately. So you see the response time. Now, the 4C chassis that was created back in the day for these cars has now been introduced to pretty much the entire lineup of Volvo. So it's got a bit of a rumble too, which I like. It's got that turbo sound. Very nice. Beautiful car. Nice. You got also the headrest that goes down in the back. You can bring them down. Dynamic stability traction control, which again in all the new cars today for Volvo, they all have that feature, but back then it was a huge innovation to have that yaw technology that keeps you into position. So if you lose control, the vehicle comes and assists you in keeping in that line of direction when you're taking corners. So beautiful car, very nicely laid out, quite a bit of room, sunroof, all the features of a sports car. Comes with the 18-inch wheels as well. Now I put the seats back quite a bit so it doesn't show like it has a lot of room, but it's not that bad in the back seat. Very comfortable back seats with a kind of a bucket seat idea for the rear passengers as well. Trunk, very large, 4 golf bags quite easily, and the seats, which I like, go down 60/40 with the ski pass-through as well. So hard to find a car for this vintage that has all-wheel drive, that is great for the winter with great acceleration and power, and yet being safe all at the same time. So this is a good pick. I would recommend to come in and test drive.